In a world of many textures, it is color that defines our reality and sets the mood. In a world without color, we'd still see beauty, but I think we can agree we'd be missing a lot of context. So too does color enrich our own memories. From the brightest moments to the darkest, we remember them as we saw them. But we can't remember them at all unless they're captured and saved. I guess that's why I started this quest to find the most beautiful sunset or the most amazing moment and get it on video. It's because in a world of chaos, those memories are so quickly lost. Then of course there's the market and what the consumer enjoys. By the way, that's all of you. For the last several years, it's clear that punchy, saturated colors are what you're looking for. In that game, the danger is that we lose the reality of what we capture, so in a word, what we're truly searching for is the perfect balance, and I believe I may have found it. So today we're going to take a look at the color profiles on the new DJI Osmo Action 3 and compare them to the GoPro Hero 11, and I'll tell you why I've chosen the Action 3 over the GoPro specifically on the basis of color. For those of you who follow this channel, you know we're not going to do that sitting at some desk in a studio, so today we're off to a hike, out for a drive up the mountain and down to the California coast to bring you a Southern California perspective on action cameras and, of course, color. If you're considering one of the most popular action cameras on the market, there's a lot more to consider than just image quality and features. Each of these cameras comes pre-configured with color profiles to help you get the most out of your shots. For those of you who watch my channel, you know that I am most concerned with providing you the best image quality possible with the fewest devices and used in a way that the average consumer would. The first thing you want to decide is, do you want to do color grading and editing of your video? If you do, then a flat color profile is probably the way to go. For me, that's specifically what I don't want to do. I want to be able to take the camera out, point, shoot, throw it in the computer, edit it, and get the content out to you guys on YouTube. And I think the average consumer wants it to be easy as well. So I don't want to do a lot of color grading. So for this video, we're going to look specifically at the default color profiles on the Osmo Action 3 and the GoPro Hero 11, and I'll tell you why I choose one of these cameras specifically because of color. Hungry? Oh, that's not good. So I wanted to introduce you guys to Magic Mind. They're also one of the sponsors of this video. It's a matcha drink. It has natural nootropics and also herbs, which help improve clarity, focus, and that's exactly how it happened. One day I just ran out of coffee and I was like, well, they sent me this sample to try. It's like a 2-week supply. It was like 15 days. And I tried it and it was fantastic. I found it improved my mental clarity a lot. You got to remember, I'm on the road all the time and I don't always have time to stop for coffee. One thing I would say is that you are better off chilling them. I think they taste much better chilled, and don't make fun of my fridge. Yes, that is a man's fridge, and I'm sure the only thing that's not expired is the Magic Mind. Check out the link in the description with my product code. Out of the box, the GoPro has a tendency to overexpose. So this really isn't a fair comparison if you were to leave all of the settings at their factory default. But let's keep in mind the premise of this video. Ease of use is a major consideration, and though these adjustments are pretty quick, they still require you to do something other than simply point and shoot. The adjustment we'll make here is to move the exposure compensation to -0.5, and we'll take the white balance off of auto and move it anywhere between 5,000 and 6,500 Kelvin, depending on how bright the day is. For me, I've found the best results somewhere right around 5,500. Okay, so let's try this again with all the settings now adjusted to a -0.5 on EV comp and to 5,500 Kelvin on the white balance. And this is 4K 60, and otherwise everything else is set auto. Let's see what it looks like. With just a few tweaks, the GoPro Hero 11 can produce some great video, and clearly I think almost anyone would be happy with the results. Even with the exposure adjustment that we made, we've got great dynamic range, and the contrast does give it a great pop. As you can see from the previous video shot on auto, I think it's obvious that this is the only way you should be shooting your Hero 11. If we switch over to vibrant color profile, we get some really good contrast, but I think the GoPro has a tendency to crush the blacks a bit. And while it gives us some great saturation, I will tell you that the green grass in the background is far from realistic. Okay, now with the Action 3, all settings on auto. This is the normal color profile. This is basically the camera out of the box. The only thing I switched is we went to Rock Steady Plus. So again, all settings out of the box. This is how it looks like. Let's take a look. Color is what I absolutely love about the Action 3. It gives us punchy colors but stops just short of changing them to unrealistic shades. If you look at the yellow in the road sign, which pops nicely, and compare that with the still realistic tones in the grass, you'll see what I mean. Also the GMC logo, which is a classic red, as compared to the darker maroon car parked next to me, shows you how well the normal color profile strikes a balance. Look, I'm by no means saying that the GoPro is lacking, but the Action 3 simply gives me the most realistic punch and color with the easiest and fastest point and shoot capability. So for me, the average guy, I choose DJI. But we aren't quite done yet. Okay, I know I told you that we were going to go to the beach. I mean, I said it in the intro. But it has been raining in Southern California for like 2 weeks and I've got to get an episode out. So we're going to do that right here. Now, what I want to do is get these two cameras compared on an even playing field. That means we're going to take all of the color profiles out of the equation and film in flat and then do some editing. Now, the problem, actually, hold on. I got to give you some background on this, so go back. I've made a lot of attempts to film in a flat color profile on the Hero 11, and though it's looked good, I always feel like I'm just a little off on skin tone, or somehow it wasn't what I wanted. Now I'm sure there's some keyboard cowboy out there who's just going to tell me that I just can't edit worth a shit. And well, that may be true, but you know who else isn't that great at color grading? Most people. And since this is my channel and nobody's screwing with my premise, I'm just going to tell you I'll do my best, and I'm going to use a preset for both cameras so that it's an equal playing field. Okay, I lied, we made it to the beach. Now I'd like to say we made it to the beach because I am so determined to give you exactly what I promised. But actually we made it to the beach because it took me so long to get this thing edited that I got a sunny day. But it's a good thing because one of the things I'm about to show you is one of the hidden gems on the Pacific Coast Highway. It's called Thousand Steps Beach. It's not marked, it's not easy to get to, but it's something that you should check out if you're ever on a road trip from Los Angeles to San Diego. I highly recommend it. It's in Laguna Beach and one of my favorite spots. Now we're going to use Thousand Steps Beach as the backdrop for the GoPro Hero 11 versus the Action 3 in a head-to-head on a flat color profile, and then we'll do a little minor editing and I'll let you guys decide which one you think is better. And by the way, if you want to know why it's called Thousand Steps Beach, it's a long, long way down. Thousand Steps Beach isn't easy to find, and locals like it that way. With almost no signage and only one entrance or exit, the beach can't even be seen from the Pacific Coast Highway. But one thing for sure is the houses perched high on the cliffs have the best view in Southern California. While most beaches in the area are rocky coves, Thousand Steps Beach offers beautiful sandy areas, and because of its seclusion, there are usually fewer people here than other spots in Laguna. All of the footage that you're looking at now was filmed on the GoPro Hero 11 in a flat color profile. The only real adjustments I made were to boost the contrast about 40% and the vibrance around 20%. So we can say very minor edits that any consumer could easily do. For the Osmo Action 3, I applied the same edits. However, because we didn't do anything with the exposure compensation earlier in the video, I also took that down about 20%. So which do you think looks better? Leave me a comment below. To be honest, once I put them both in a flat color profile, I think they both look fantastic, and it's really hard to decide a clear winner. But remember, the question we're asking here is, what's better if you didn't want to do that? I understand this is a highly subjective question, and of course you may have chosen different editing options than I did, which is the point of the video. I think the Action 3 looks better than the GoPro out of the box every time. And because of this, I believe it's also the best option for the average user, and I'm glad it will be my go-to camera at He Has the Camera on YouTube.